Hi everyone, no microphone or anything today. We've moved into a new house recently and everything is still like higgledy-piggledy. You can see the background over here is all my books are all prepped and, organized, and then this side is an absolute disaster. But that's neither here nor there today. Today I want to talk about two things that have happened recently that I've been influenced by through TikTok, and that is one thing called the personal curriculum, and the other thing is called the Great Lock-in. So this is in the beginning of September 2025, and all over social media, specifically on TikTok, people are making videos and commenting and just making sure that they have something to focus on, and they're calling it the Great Lock-in, right? And basically people are trying to make this huge shift in their life, a huge change that they want to lock into. They want to be able to start 2026, fresh, and they're focusing on the things that they want to focus on. So I've been hugely inspired by this, but also from previously over the past couple of months trying to change my own life. I had to put that on pause for a bit with moving house, because as everybody knows who moves houses, it's not that easy, and it's taken me some adjustment period to get used to this new change, but that's fine. I'm trying to embrace it and try to increase my resilience to this sort of changes, and I'm using it as a stepping stone to go out with the old and in with the new. So this lock-in thing I think is really, really interesting, and something that I want to try get into. That's going to be looking like specifically for me through the second TikTok phase, I guess, or trend that's out at the moment, talking about your personal curriculum. And there's some videos on YouTube as well of people talking about these things. So basically, if you had to imagine that your life was a curated degree, right? That you could get certified in, what would be the necessary reading that you would have to do in order to become get a PhD in your own life? And that's how I've interpreted it, and I really, really love that, because for the past couple of years, I guess in the past 5 years, I've been trying to work my way through books that you're meant to read, like your classics and your modern classics, and your personal development and your non-fictions and all of these, because generally I'm a fantasy girly. Like if you look at all of these books from my childhood, fantasy, right? But I try to sprinkle it in with your educated learning, which is what the two books that I'm currently going through, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm going through them quite slowly. The first one is The Atomic Habits. Not The Atomic Habits, just Atomic Habits. I'm about that way through, and I'm about that way through annotating and note-taking. It's going so slowly because I'll get into it and then I try to stop and take notes of... Actually, where's that book? It's somewhere over there. I need to finish organizing the new office. I try to take notes of what I'm reading and highlighting, because as you can see, there's some highlighted stuff, but I don't want it in one ear or technically in one ear and out the other. I don't want to read it and be like, oh, that's interesting, and then forget it. I'm trying to absorb it and really put it part of my life, but I'll pick it up and then put it down, and then pick it up and then put it down. I've been reading this on and off for the past 2 years. And don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying the idea of how habits can change your life. And what I'm really focusing on with this Great Lock-in and this personal curriculum, specifically through the Atomic Habits, is how shifting or improving or focusing or making a change, whatever you want to call it, by 1%, you can totally change the trajectory of your life, and how your habits can build you up in order to move on to the next phase or be the better version of yourself. So this is the one book that I want to make sure that's finished before the end of this year, and I'll take you along on the journey once it's finished, so that I can give you a bit of a review and what I've taken away from this book. And the second book that I put down earlier in the year is The Artist's Way. right? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm also really enjoying this, but with the move and then there was a lot of stress and drama, I stopped reading for education, and then I just focus on reading for, as a hobby. So I had put this down and I've just taken it back up. There are multiple elements in this book, right? One aspect is you're meant to be writing 3 journal pages a day, and there's like homework that you're supposed to go through, and like I guess like prompts that you're supposed to work through. And I wasn't reading this book and I wasn't doing the extra homework. I was just doing the journaling, right? And then I wasn't doing the journaling of the book, but I was journaling in general. So those of you that don't know, I try to lead a very intentional life through journaling, bullet journaling, normal journaling, but it's the only like real part of my life that's like stable, solid, and consistent. So I've just recently picked up the actual separate journal for the Artist's Way. And what I've decided specifically with that is that if I haven't done the homework and if I haven't read the actual book, I will be stuck in the week. So there's meant to be 12 weeks, and obviously you journal every day and you work through the week of activities and homework and journaling, etc. And I wasn't doing them consistently together. So I decided that I will continue being in week 2, which is where I am now. I'll continue being in week 2 until I've worked through all of the pages and all of the stuff. So I've been in week 2 for like multiple days now, which is fine. At the end of the day, it doesn't have to take 12 weeks. I started this in the end of May, beginning of June, and we are now in September. But that's neither here nor there. I'm taking it at my own pace. So I just wanted to let you know that that's what I'm doing. Have totally been influenced by TikTok, but for the, at least for once, it's in a positive way, not in a negative way. I'd like to also introduce you guys to the new office. It's cute. It's quaint. Is it exactly? I haven't been calling it the office. I've been calling it my den. Like just this little nook of creativity and inspiration. I want to get my vision board up and completely redo that, and I want to have another cork board up with other bits and bobs, and I want to put posters up in here, and I've got my like little art gallery. I've started curating pictures that I think are very inspiring or just like move me in some way, as well as all my books. I don't really buy books anymore, to be totally honest. Like if I do buy books, it's books like these, like books that I know that I want to read and highlight and take notes of. But books are so expensive nowadays. And unfortunately, I don't live anywhere near a library. So if I can find cheap Kindle books, I'll buy majority of my books on Kindle. And if I can't find it, I try to get it on my audiobook subscription. And if I still can't find it at a cheap and valuable price, then I just don't read the book. So how it works is these are all books that I've already read and these are all books that I still need to read. So I don't need to be buying any more books. But I'm now rambling long enough. If you're still here, hi, my name's Aurelia and welcome to Intentional Being, where I try to lead a more intentional life through my journaling practice and through other aspects of trying to connect with my higher self. And I hope that you find something in these videos that you resonate with. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys soon. Bye.